Welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports, folks. In an ironically titled opinion piece, Mondli Makanya launches attacks on minority South Africans by doing the very thing he claims his targets, Ronaldo Hoz, Roman Kabanak, the Democratic Alliance, and John Steenhuisen, are guilty of doing. The title is, Hi, DA, you might not get it, but racism hurts.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that since Simonstown and Boulders, folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa.
Now, folks, it's amazing and unbelievable that Mondli Makanya does not see how his dishonest use of racist tropes does indeed hurt, causing not only mental anguish and reputational damage, but financial implications as well. But hey, this op-ed slides comfortably in with the race merchant industry crowd in South Africa. That would be those who profit over publishing faux racial lies. One of the first egregious acts of the DA in the post-May 29 period was to send an openly racist man by the name of Ronaldo Hoz to represent the party in parliament. Openly racist. This is a guy who clearly doesn't do his research and clearly doesn't know the person he's attacking. Egregious. Really? Has someone died? Did I miss that? Did someone die because of his appointment in parliament? Has someone been robbed as a consequence? Who was assassinated because of this? Has Ronaldo Hoz gone to parliament and failed? Has he done something illegal? Nope. None of that. Just lies about a 15-year-old video selectively edited and falsely presented by the IOL to smear Ronaldo Hoz, to scupper the government national unity and damage reputation of the Democratic Alliance. Now, those who watch my program, my analysis, know that I'm not a fan of the Democratic Alliance, but I am a fan of the truth. Now, in common usage, egregious means outstandingly bad, shocking, egregious abuses of copyright, for instance. Yeah. So Ronaldo Hoz in parliament is outstandingly bad? What about Dr. Zwelin Kesey, Digital Vibes? Special investigative unit said he was guilty. What about Angie Motsheka and her 30%? Naledi Pandor and her catering to fascist totalitarians. Cyril Ramaphosa and his money stuffed in the sofa in his bed. Or Julius Malema, who says shockingly racist things all the time. Folks, we could go on, but there's little need to make that point. Now, in a legal context, egregious describes conduct by a person intentionally committing an act or omission that involves knowing the violation of law. In a legal context, egregious conduct refers to an action that is obviously wrong beyond a reasonable doubt. Well, this op-ed, that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what it is. Act of omission, knowingly violation of the law. The author can't be that stupid, willfully ignoring the facts to create a narrative. Now, this is even piled on in this op-ed where he has all the space in the world to write because he's the editor. He says there's no need to recanvass Hoz. Outrageous views about black people here. Outrageous views of black people. What are you talking about? Suffice to say that he would fit in well with the khaki-clad mob that used to worship the now late demagogue from Ventersdorp. Seriously? Of course there's a need to recanvass. Notice how he's even using political terms here in his attack smears. Recanvass. Recanvass, we should review or address, not recanvass. That's a political nonsense. Now, he has just used an incredibly racist smear to tarnish the reputation of someone of whom he has no proof of guilt. Why? Could it be that his paymasters want him to libel minority South Africans to keep the manufactured faux outrage going? He goes on, as if that were not enough, the leader of the most diverse party picked another vile person to be his chief of staff in the agriculture ministry. Well, speaking of vile, your use of quotes to describe the Democratic Alliance expose your bigotry against the party, which is the most racially diverse political party in South Africa, hands down. But what does faux skin pigmentation diversity have to do with anything in the first place? I mean, honestly, the EFF, BLM, ANC, MK have virtually no minority faces. And you put those together, ANC 40%, MK 14%, that's 54, EF9, that's 64%, BLM 0%. That's 2/3 of the electorate. 2/3 of the electorate. Almost entirely black parties. Does that make them racist? Well, of course it doesn't. It's not even germane. Such a stupid point to raise, but the intent is clear. The author is seeking to smear others, not get to the truth. Now, as far as vile, look in the mirror, Makanya. Vile is more apt to describe the author who lumps Ronaldo Hoz in with Eugene Terreblanche than it is Ronaldo Hoz. He says, which means that while the rest of the public might be appalled by Roman Kabinek's views, Steenhuisen is very comfortable interacting with this man on a daily basis to map out the implementation of his ministry's agenda and the functioning of his high office. Okay. And what's your point? The rest of the public? Whom does he mean? Is Makanya talking about the willing and pliant sheep consuming Soylent Green and obsequiously bowing before the corrupt media to make opinions for them?
You gotta tell them Soylent Green is people!
Or is he talking about the rabid white leftists and their traveling companion black supremacists in the media and government? Is that the public? Is that all the people? He says, because Steenhuisen is cool with this person, which begs many questions about him. Now, folks, I'd argue that because Makanya is unwilling or incapable of cogent, lucid, honest analysis of the facts, and so comfortable with spewing racial hatred when he has zero grasp of the facts, these shortcomings beg many questions of him and the publication of his libelous op-ed, while also raising questions about conduct of city press and its editors, one of whom is this gentleman. Monday Makanya's op-ed is especially concerning given he's been employed in the field of journalism since 1990. He has no excuse, 35 years. Yet he seems quite comfortable libeling a person without facts. Now, having once worked at the leftist rag Newsweek here in the United States, perhaps we shouldn't be surprised by his conduct. Folks, the real question here is, why is Monday Makanya so willing to breach the press code as the IOL has done and been sanctioned by the press council for doing so, which he doesn't even mention here, by the way? Are facts and the truth unimportant to journalists in South Africa? Does race hustling trump reality? Well, apparently it does. A privileged elite South African with access to the truth and serving as editor at a major publication, Monday Makanya should not be engaging in race hustling and libel. His conduct is reprehensible. What say you? Thanks a lot, folks. Be sure to hit the like button, become a subscriber. Appreciate your time. And it's our pleasure to bring you this analysis. Cheers.